Xenoverse have a lot of, I'd say, advantageous aspects of the game that some people like to use and some people don't like to use. One advantageous part of the game is Z-Souls, and Z-Souls can be either annoying, broken, or cheap, or glitched. Well, not many are glitched anymore due to patches, but back in the day they used to be all of the above. So I'm just going to break down the most broken Z-Souls in the game, and there's four of them that comes to mind. There's four of them that I honestly think that are the most broken ones in the game, or not necessarily broken, but most advantageous, and which one is the most useful out of all of them. So the first Z-Soul I would like to address is I'm neither Kami nor Piccolo. Now, if you don't know this Z-Soul's past history, you would know that back in the way back in the day, it gave your health the region of a region capsule. Okay, so you having that Z-Soul on and having it activate way back when the game first came out, you would have godlike health regen, and God forbid if you were a Namekian, you would basically have a regen capsule health regen. So if you were to stack that shit, that'd be even worse. But since they patched it, the health regen has gone down, but it still regens your health pretty fast. Not gonna lie, especially on a Namekian. But even on a human or a Saiyan, it still regens your health pretty fast. But it's not the health regen that I have a problem with. All right. So if you equip on either Common or Piccolo, you would see that it gives you 3 stat points in every attribute. Like, it gives you 3 arrows in health, basic, stamina, all that. All right. And then that's just for equipping the Z, so it doesn't even have to activate yet. All right. If your stamina's full, you get auto block. That might be useful to some people. It's not really useful to most people that's like me. We don't really need auto block, but you know, if you have full key though, it increases all your stats slightly. Now, I have a problem with that because it say increases that slightly, but in reality, it's way more than slightly. It's way more than slightly. All right. So if I were to if I were to put it in comparison with the others, okay, it gives you the stamina regen of might as well. It gives you the speed of might as well. It almost gives you the attack buff of, don't you see the strength difference here? And I've tested this out already. If it's necessary, I'll do a video comparing them, even though my save data kind of got corrupted. But I'll try to get my shit together with that. But if you were to notice, it does all that shit for you. Your stamina, your basic, it increases everything, all right? But I wouldn't necessarily call it it's very fucking advantageous on basic attackers, okay? Because in order for you to get that basic attack increase, or not health regen, yeah, health regen as well. Health regen, the whole aspect of the Z Soul, you have to have full key. But if you're a striker or a key blaster, you're not gonna have full key because you're gonna be using your shit. But basic attackers, they won't necessarily have to use shit. Alright, they don't necessarily have to use any type of key, so their Z-Soul stays active the whole game. That's the problem I have with Kamen or Piccolo. On a striker, it's not always active because they have to use key. Or on a key blaster, they have to use key. On a basic attacker, that shit is broken. I'm gonna say that right now. That shit is stupid. It is stupid. It gives you it's almost an all-in-one Z-Soul. It just gives you health regen. That's the only thing that's all right. It doesn't give you that much health regen, but the other aspect is still. And even if it don't give you a lot, me and Demon tested this. If you have Kamen or Piccolo and you have it activated for 2 minutes and I believe 20 seconds, you can regenerate 30% of your health. 30 fucking percent. That's on a human. Yeah, that's the problem with it. Now imagine that shit extended, and sometimes matches go almost the whole thing. If sometimes based on somebody's playstyle, it can last the whole 3 minutes, and they can have that shit activated. So you have to kill them 130% over. Not the fact also that they're attacking you too. So if you don't run that Z-Soul against somebody that's running it, you're gonna see what the hell I mean. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure I already mentioned that it gives you a speed increase, but it does that shit too. And then it also gives you a defense buff. So you also have increased defense, increased speed, increased basic, health regen, and increased stamina regen. Yeah. Okay, another Z-Soul is quit enjoying the destruction. Okay, this Z-Soul is not cheap. It's not really broken. It's just annoying. Not only because you can't really expect it to activate, you can only increase the chances of it activating by hitting somebody multiple times. Like if you hit them, if you hit somebody that's using quit and join instruction, if you hit them with like burst Kamehameha, there's a good chance their Z-Soul is gonna activate. It's gonna activate one out of those 30 hits that burst Kamehameha has. There's a good fucking chance, okay? But it's not necessarily gonna activate. There's a chance. Sometimes some people can go the whole game without it activating, which means they fought you the whole game without a Z-Soul. That's basically what that means. But whenever it does activate, you can always avoid it. You don't have to fight them. They have unlimited ki and stamina. Unlimited ki and stamina for like I believe 15 seconds. So during those 15 seconds, you can back up if you ever so please, and you have a good reason. They have infinite shit. Why not? I mean, even if it's only for 15 seconds, and then if they're like dumb, they'll try to spam you during those 15 seconds, and you can punish them with that. For every time they use like a super, like if they try to spam you with like Pearl Flash, like you can abuse the hell out of that. Just like perfect block all of them. Because even if you perfect block somebody that has that Z-Soul activated, they'll still lose a bar of stamina. So just time it right, and eventually whenever the Z-Soul runs out, they'll have no stamina, and then you punish them. Whether you're a striker or a key blaster, and God forbid a basic attacker. But yeah, that's how it goes. Quit and join destruction is a random chance to activate. And even if it does, you can still avoid it. But some people still think it's broken. I call it annoying because at random times you can break somebody's guard and then it does activate and then they can evade out your shit. So that's pretty annoying. But it's not broken because there was a slight chance, a low chance of it activating to begin with. I know this Z-Soul, you're gonna love this one. It goes very well together with Flash Bomber, Crusher Ball, Consecutive Energy Blast, and any move that hits you a multitude of times. Oh yeah, Burst Kamehameha too. Any move that hits you a multitude of times, you know, this Z-Soul works very well with it. I'm not gonna be that easy. Now, if you don't know what I'm not gonna be that easy does, every so often when you hit your opponent, they lose 2 bars of stamina, okay? So if I'm not gonna be that easy on and I'm fighting you, and I hit you like 5 times, there's 5 chances that Z-Soul is gonna activate and take away 2 bars of stamina. Now the thing about this is annoying as well. It's not necessarily broken because it has a chance, but it still makes it more broken than Quit and Join Destruction because when that activates, you can just run away from your opponent. If they have you in a combo when I'm not gonna be that easy and it constantly keeps activating, you can't do anything about it. And if God forbid if they're a basic attacker, they're gonna keep you there. Now if they're like a key blaster or a striker, I can see striker because you can Super Dragon Flight Infinite, Final Cannon Infinite. You know, if they're a key blaster, there's not really much infinites you can do except Crusher Ball Infinite. But that shit adds up too. So I'm not gonna lie, that shit can get quite annoying as well. And even then, they could do you one better. They might have on Flash Bomber and constantly keep you there. So there's a multitude of things that you can do. The strikers, I know sometimes they like to use power pole combo with it. It's very annoying, but there's a low chance of it activating. And for the person that's using it, if it doesn't activate, they went the whole game without using a Z-Soul. And second, if you do have it on, it reduces your stamina regen. I mean, if you have it equipped, it's gonna reduce their stamina regen so bad. If I have it on, my stamina regen is gonna go to shit. For some odd, that's just how the Z-Soul works. So if you try to use that shit on a Majin, bang. If you try to use it on like anything but a Majin, you'll have Majin stamina regen. So yeah, I'm not gonna be that easy. It's pretty, I wouldn't say balanced. It's fucking not balanced. Cause no Z-Soul should do that shit. Maybe like a bar of stamina. Maybe. Just maybe, but even then still. But yeah, that's what I think about. I'm not gonna be that easy. It's alright. It's annoying though. And the last Z-Soul I want to talk about is Guess You Should Fuse into Vegito. Now everybody should know this Z-Soul, but if you don't, I'll give you some clarification. If you have Guess You Should Fuse equipped and you use Unlock Potential, that gives you a boost. If you have let's say like a pose or a reinforcement skill, that gives you a boost. And you can stack the transformation with the power boost. But what some people sometimes do, depending on how they want, you can like use Mach Dash or Raccoon's evasive. I forgot what it was called. I think it's called Final Pose, but I'm not too sure on that. But it depends how you want. Like Mach Dash, if you use it with Guess You Should Fuse, you get a big ass speed increase. But if you use Prepare to Be Punished as your reinforcement skill, you get a massive fucking attack increase. Now the thing I have a problem with this is, even if you don't use Prepare to Be Punished, everything's still gonna fucking go up regardless of what you use. That's why people use Mach Dash with it, because they don't really need Prepared to Be Punished for the attack increase, because their attack increase is about to shoot fucking skyrocket anyway, okay? So the problem with Guess You Should Fuse that I have, like way back in the day, before the most recent patch, which was still a while ago, they didn't really patch anything, some shit about transformations. But back before that, if you had Guess You Should Fuse equipped and you were to hit somebody while they were blocking, you would basically chip all their stamina away. Alright, so I know Code used to do this shit. He'd be using his freeze race, and I'd block like one of his full combos, and I would have 10 bars of stamina, and then at the end of his combo, my guard would have broken 2 hits earlier. You see what I'm talking about? That shit hurts. He basically took away 10 bars of my stamina in about a mere 2 seconds just by hitting me. That's how broken Guess You Should Fuse were. It was glitched, it was glitched. I'm not gonna lie. And even if they did fix it, it's just not glitched anymore. But it's still, in my opinion, broken. Now I say this because it's an all-in-one Zsoul. It gives you the same, like if you have everything, like if you just have the Zsoul equipped, alright, but you can say the same thing for that for any fucking thing. But majority, 10 out of 10 of the times, 9 out of 10 of the times, if somebody has that Zsoul, they know how to use it. So they're going to use Unlock Potential with probably Mach Dash with it. So if I were to use Guess You Should Fuse, Unlock Potential, and Mach Dash, this is the thing that I have a problem with. It's an all-in-one. You have almost the attack power, basic attack increase power of, don't you see the strength difference here? And no, you don't have to you just have to do those 2 things, Unlock Potential, Mach Dash. You have the basic attack increase of, don't you see the strength difference here? The speed, way faster than Might as well. The stamina regen, way faster than Might as well. And almost as fast, about maybe 75% under 75% under I'm a Sand Race on Earth. If Sand Race on Earth was on a scale of like 1 to 10, Sand Race on Earth would be a 10. Guess You Should Fuse would be a 7.5 in terms of stamina regen. It gives you the defense increase almost as well as you can be the first victim. I believe it may be equal though. It gives you the Key Blast power of, let's just enjoy the, wait, no, this isn't a game, you know. It does all that shit for you. It does all that shit for you. It's basically all-in-one. No matter what you use, you still get an increase. And it increases your strikes too, by the way. It increases everything. Defense, speed, attack power. It does all that. And it's an all-in-one. I don't think a Zsoul should be able to do all that thing, because you can basically technically run Guess You Should Fuse and have almost every single buff in the game in one fucking Zsoul. Now, like, I don't have a problem if something gets boosted. Like, don't you see the strength difference here? That's not broken in my opinion, because it gives an attack increase. So it's only useful on basic attackers, so you have to be a basic attacker. But that's the only increase you get. You don't get a stamina buff. You don't get a damn defense buff, a speed buff. You don't get anything. Just basic. So if you get fucked over, you just get fucked over because all your focus was on basic. If you use Might as well, you don't get an attack buff, but you do get a speed and stamina buff. If you use this in the game, you know, you get a key buff. That's it. You don't get anything else. So those are the type of Zsoul. That's what Zsouls are supposed to be. But instead, Guess You Should Fuse can do all that shit for you. It can do the same thing as, don't you see the strength difference here? This isn't a game, you know, and Might as well, all in one. Even better in some instances, considering it can increase your strikes too. That's, in my opinion, the most broken Zsoul and most powerful Zsoul in the game. I wouldn't necessarily call it broken, but I call it the most powerful Zsoul in the game. It's the best Zsoul in the game, to be honest. In the 4 Zsouls that I mentioned in this video, there's my ranking for it. Guess You Should Fuse is number 1. then I would put I'm not gonna be that easy at number 2. I would put I'm either Common or Piccolo at number 3. Well, I'm either Common or Piccolo. If it's used on a basic attacker, it's the second most powerful Z-Soul in the game. But if it's used on anything else, I would roughly call it number 3 or number 4, because it becomes pretty useless, but you can still abuse it in a sense. But the on just like an average slate, just on an average character, balance and everything, I'd say it's number 3. Now, I'm not gonna be that easy. Number 2 for obvious reasons. I already said that. And number 4, I would say Quit and Join the Destruction. So it goes, Guess You Should Fuse, I'm Not Gonna Be That Easy, Common or Piccolo, and then Quit and Join the Destruction on like a pure average character. But some instances is different, and that's just my opinion on it. That's what I think is the most broken Z-Soul. Well, not most broken, best Z-Soul in the game. I gotta break that habit of saying broken, because some shit's really broken, and since I've been making certain videos around broken topics or whatever not. But yeah, that's my video for today. Like if you agree, feel free to dislike, flag the video, report it, do what you want. I don't really care. Comment and tell me what you think the most broken Z-Soul in the game is, or most powerful, or most annoying, whichever one. You can make a list if you want as well. But yeah, that's my video for today.